Now first order reaction, integrated rate the equation for the first order reaction. First order reaction means the reaction is proportional to the power of the concentration of reactant, only one of the reactant. Suppose we have taken the reaction R converting into P, reactant converting into product. So rate of the reaction will be equal to the concentration of R, means reactant, divided by time, that is dR upon dt, and we use the minus sign because it is for the reactant. It means that is rate of disappearance. So we use the sign minus, that is equal to K into R, or we can write for the proportionality sign we use the K. So dR by dt is equal to K into R. So we can write here K dt. K dt is equal to dR upon R. That is showing that the rate of reaction is directly proportional to the concentration of the only one of the reactant. Now this integrated rate of reaction, for this, if we can convert this equation by integrating both sides by proper limits, dr by r is equal to minus k dt, by integrating by proper limits r0 t and 0, then that will become equal to ln r minus ln r0 is equal to minus kt, or ln r0 minus ln r is equal to kt. In this equation you have taken ln r positive and ln r minus, and that will come to plus. This converting into plus and that will converting into minus. So ln r0 minus ln r is equal to kt, or kt is equal to ln r0 minus r, because ln a upon b is equal to ln a minus ln b. So k will become equal to 1 upon t ln r0 upon r. And if we convert this natural log into log to the base 10, then convert by multiplying the value 2.303. K is equal to 2.303 upon t log r0 upon r. R0 is showing the initial concentration. K is equal to 2.303 upon t log r0 upon r, or log r0 upon r is equal to kt upon 2.303. So if we plot a graph, in the x-axis you take in the time t, in the y-axis log r0 upon r, that is y-axis and it is x-axis. So you can compare this equation by y is equal to mx plus c, where y is showing log r0 upon r, that is y-axis, and mx plus c. X is the t. The x-axis we have taken the time t, and k upon 2.303, that is showing slope. So the slope that is showing value of k upon 2.303. Suppose you have to given the value of slope, so by this formula you can calculate the value of k. For the first order reaction, slope is equal to k upon 2.303. Now there are some practice questions. So you solve these questions. Now half-life of a reaction. Half-life of a reaction means the time which is required to dissociate the substance half to its initial concentration. It means the time which is required. Half-life of a reaction is the time in which the concentration of reactants is reduced to half of its initial concentration. So, because it is half-life, half-time, so it is represented by T half. T half for a zero order reaction. For zero order reaction, K is equal to R0 minus R upon T. That is the formula for the zero order reaction. If T is equal to T half, it means this R will become to R0 upon 2 because initial concentration is R0. Initial concentration का half dissociate हो जाएगा, it means that will become R0 upon 2. So putting the value of R in this equation, that is R0 upon 2. So K is equal to R0 minus R0 upon 2. So that will become equal to T half is equal to R0 upon 2 into K. This equation is showing that T half for the zero order reaction, it depends upon the initial concentration of the reactant and relation with the rate constant, that is inversely proportional to the rate constant. For the half reaction, zero order reaction, half-life time, that is directly proportional to the initial concentration and inversely proportional to the rate constant. And T half for first order reaction, as the first order reaction is equal to K is equal to 2.303 upon T log initial concentration R0 upon R. It means as because it is T half, so R will become equal to initial concentration divided by 2. R will equal to R0 upon 2. On putting the value of R in this equation, so K is equal to 2.303 upon T half log R0 upon 2. So this is R0. R0 will become cancelled and it will become equal to 2 log 2, and value of log 2 is equal to 0.3010. T half is equal to 2.303 upon K, putting the value of log 2 0.3010, that is equal to T half is equal to 0.693 upon K. This equation is showing for the first order reaction half-life time, that is independent to the concentration of the reacting species, because here is no concentration, that is T half is equal to 0.693 upon T. For the first order reaction, T half is independent to the initial concentration of the reactant. And pseudo first order reaction. Pseudo first order reaction means the reactions which are not the first order reaction, but under certain conditions it becomes first order. So it is called as the pseudo first order reaction. For example, hydrolysis of ester. When ester hydrolyzed, it gives 1 mole of the acid and alcohol. And for applying the rate expression, rate is equal to constant value, concentration of this ester and concentration of water molecules. Here in the hydrolysis, if we take the excess of water molecules and the concentration change of water is negligible, so rate will depends only on the concentration of the ester. The rate will equal to K into ester, because K dash, that is showing the concentration of water molecules into K, that becomes another constant, that is K dash. The K dash is equal to K into concentration of water molecule. So in this reaction, the rate of reaction, that is first order. It means which is not the truly the first order, but it becomes equal to of the first order reaction. So it is called as the pseudo first order reaction. And there are many methods by which order of reaction can be determined. These are the methods such as integrated method, graphical method, initial rate method, and half-life method. In the integrated method, the equation, it gives a constant value of K, which decides the order of reaction. And the graphical method, by plotting the graph, we can determine the order of reaction. And integrated rate method, initial rate method, the concentration of one of the reactant is varied. Half-life method, in this method we plot half-life of the reactant versus concentration of the reactant. Here is the summary of the order of reaction. How can we determine the order of reaction? For the zero order reaction, first order reaction and second order reaction. That is differential rate law, integrated rate law, and characteristics kinetics plot, and the slope of kinetics, that is the unit of rate constant. Differential rate law minus dA, that is showing the concentration. dA upon dt is equal to K. If we plot a graph, A is equal to A0 minus KT. It means y is equal to mx plus c, that is y-axis, and x-axis is the t. In this case, slope will be minus k. So we plot a graph A versus t. It means A is in the y-axis, t in the x-axis. As we have plotted the graph for the zero order. And in this slope of the reaction, that will be minus k. That is the slope. And the unit of the zero order reaction is the mole liter minus 1 second minus 1. For the first order reaction, differential rate law, that is minus dA by dt is equal to K into A. A means concentration of the only one of the reactant. So integrated A is equal to A0 e to the power minus KT. It means in this equation we plot a graph ln A versus t, and the slope will be minus k. Unit of the first order reaction is second inverse. For the second order reaction, concentration depends upon the A raised to the power of 2. So this is the second order reaction, and we plot a graph in this equation 1 by A and T. Unit will be mole minus 1 liter second inverse. These are the graphs. It is for the zero order reaction, dx by dt and concentration. For the first order reaction, dx by dt, concentration. In this equation, concentration, it means rate of reaction is directly proportional to the concentration of the 1 mole concentration of the reactant. So that is concentration. While in case of the second order reaction, rate of reaction, it depends upon the 2 moles of the reactants. So that is the concentration square. And so it is the second order reaction. That is the graphical representation with the help of integrated rate equation. In the zero order reaction, concentration versus T, and in the first order reaction, log A versus T, while in case of the second order reaction, 1 by A versus T, as we have taken in this graph. This is the integrated rate equation by which we plot a graph A versus T, ln A versus T, 1 by A versus T. This is the graphical representation for the concentration of integrated rate equation versus time. And in the initial rate method, this method involves the determination of rate of each of the reactants, and to determine the order of a particular reactant, its concentration is varied, keeping the concentrations of the other reactants constant. Suppose we have to determine the initial rate of the reactions. So in this equation, R is directly proportional to concentration of A raised to the power of m, concentration of B raised to the power of B. We will form the two equations. In the one equation, we keep the constant value of B. If we keep this value constant, then equation will become RA is equal to A1 concentration of m, B raised to the power of m. And in the second, concentration of B remains constant. R2 is equal to A2 power m and B to the power of m. It means these values will become cancelled. So R1 upon R2, that is equal to A1 upon A2 raised to the power of m. So by knowing the value of m, we can calculate the order of reaction. This is very important question, and generally it asked in the exam. Suppose the reaction is A plus B, that is converting into product, and concentration of A we have given, concentration of B are given, and that is the rate, and you have to find out the order of reaction with respect to A. So for this we will form the equations. Suppose in the first experiment, concentration of A is 0.01 and B is 0.01. In the second, concentration of A is 0.02 and concentration of B is 0.1. It means you will form the two equations, and in this equation these concentration of B are constant. It means when you will use the rate law, then these concentration that will become cancelled. So you can find out the concentration of raised to the power Suppose this raised to the power of x and this is raised to the power of x and this is raised to the power of y raised to the power of y. It means that will become cancelled. Then you will calculate the value of x. So when you got the value of x, it means you will find out that the order of reaction with respect to A. Solutions for the first two experiments. The concentration of B is constant. Okay, 0.01, 0.01. Both having same concentration. Rate of reaction depends linearly on reactant A. Now taking experiments first and third. When you take the experiment first and third, in these two experiments, A having the same concentration. So that will become cancelled and you can calculate the value of concentration of the B. So rate of reaction is independent of B. So order of reaction with respect to A will be 1 and order of reaction with respect to B will be 0. So you will calculate this value and verify your answer that it is 1 or 0. The method is that you will form the two equations. In the one equation, we have to cancel these two, and in the second equation, we have to cancel 0.01 and 0.01. So by which you can calculate the order of reaction with respect to A as well as with respect to B and the overall order of reaction. Now that is another method, half-life period method. The formula is half-life is equal to T half is directly proportional to 1 upon A0 n minus 1, and that is showing order of reaction. Suppose it is zero order reaction, it means value of n will become 0. 0 minus 1, it means A to the power of minus 1. So it will become T half will become directly proportional to A. So for the zero order reaction, if you plot the graph, it means T half of the reaction, T half is directly proportional to initial concentration, that is showing the concentration for the zero order reaction. And if it is first order reaction, in the first order reaction value of n will equal to 1. 1 minus 1 it means 0. So when the concentration raised to the power of 0, that will become 1. So T half that will not depend upon the concentration for the first order reaction. So this graph is showing that T half that is independent to the concentration, the straight line. If value of n is equal to 2, then 2 minus 1, so that is equal to 1. So T half is inversely proportional to concentration. So in this equation, T half is inversely proportional. T half that will become equal to 2 minus 1, that is 1. So second order reaction become T half inversely proportional 1 upon A 0. So here we have taken 1 upon A. That is showing that T half is, you can also show that T half is directly proportional to 1 by A, or T half is inversely proportional to the concentration of A. That is the graph showing the order of reaction with respect to half-life method. Integrated method. Suppose this is the half-life of a particular chemical reaction at two different initial concentrations. We have given these two concentrations, 5 into 10 power minus 4 and 25 into 10 power minus 5, and are 2 and 16 hours. Half-life time you have to given 2 and 16, and you have to calculate the order of reaction. As the formula for the half-life period, that is equal to T half is directly proportional to 1 upon A n minus 1. It means T half. If you have taken 2, then it is 1. If you have taken 1, then it is 2, because it is inversely proportional. So T half for the second and T half for the first reaction, that is equal to concentration of first and concentration of the second chemical reaction raised to the power of n minus 1. n की वैल्यू आपको इसमें निकालनी है. T half you have to given. T half for the second reaction, that is 16, and T half for the first reaction, that is 2. So 16 upon 2 is equal to initial concentration for the first experiment 5 into 10 power minus 4, and for the second experiment 25 into 10 power minus 5. So you will obtain by calculating this 2. So this 8 will become equal to 2 and minus 1. So this 8 can be written as 2 to the power of 3. It means 3 will become equal to n minus 1. So in this case, value of n will be the 4. It means the order of reaction, that will be 4. That is fourth order reaction. Integrated method. In this method, first of all we put the data into the integrated form of the rate law and calculate the values of rate constant for different kinetics. The order of reaction is that one for which the value of rate constant, it remains constant. Now there are some theories of the chemical kinetics. There are mainly two theories. First theory is the collision theory and second theory is the transition state theory. Two theories of the chemical kinetics. In the collision theory, means the reaction occurs when the reactant molecules, they having the sufficient amount of the energy. So if they have the sufficient amount of the energy, then they can collide with each other. So collision will take place only if they have the sufficient amount of the energy and the proper orientation in the space. And energy barrier and activation energy. The energy barrier means the minimum energy which the colliding particles possess in order to bring about the chemical reaction. That is called the threshold energy. It means the minimum amount of energy which is required for the collision of the reactant molecules. So the chemical reaction will take place. That is called as the threshold energy. And the energy difference between the threshold energy and average energy, that is called activation energy. And the orientation barrier means colliding molecules should be in their proper orientation at the time of collision. That is orientation barrier. Now that is the transition state theory. It's the graph between energy versus reaction coordinates. So in the activated complex theory, we consider two reactants approaching and their potential energy rising and reaching a maximum. That is energy, maximum amount of the energy. So activation energy means the energy which is needed to form the activated complex. That is the activation energy. So it is very low for the reaction and very high for the It is very low for some reactions and it may be very high for the other reaction. This is showing delta H. It means that is the value of EA dash, means the product, and that is the EA. So delta H is equal to EA dash minus EA. There are some points for the activation energy. So for the activation energy, the main point is that value of activation energy is always positive, and greater the value of activation energy, slower will be the rate of reaction at a given temperature. Larger the value of activation energy, steeper the slope of natural log K versus 1 by T. So at high activation energy corresponds to a reaction rate that is a very sensitive to the temperature. So these are the main points for the activation energy.